Hi there, Unite for Our Community. Sue Weldon here. I am here with Cheryl, and she was so grateful. Let's start that again. All right, hold on. Hold on. I messed up that time. Three, 2, and 1. Hi there, Unite for Our Community. Sue Weldon here. And today on Giving Tuesday, which we all know this is a time of year, always happens right after Thanksgiving, that the world comes together to support nonprofits. And just their generosity unleashed is so impactful. It allows us as a nonprofit to raise funds so we can treat more women. And we have a campaign around that. For us, that campaign is all about those that we treat and hearing their voices. So today I'd like to introduce you to Cheryl. Cheryl, thanks for joining me this morning. I really appreciate you being here. I always love hearing the stories of the women that we serve because that's what matters. You know, the work that we do is just so boots on the ground and really is life-changing. And everybody's story is a little bit different, but yet the same because they felt like they gained control again in a disease they had no control over. So Cheryl, I'm going to let you start us off. Share a little bit about, being diagnosed. It was during the pandemic when you ended up joining our program, and tell us all about your personal journey there.
Thank you, Susan, and thank you for having me. I really was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2017, found by a routine exam. So please, women, get your mammograms, do all those things. Because I didn't do self-breast exams. I didn't do anything like that because it doesn't run in my family. Nobody had it. I just knew it was out there. I went, I had insurance. That's what I was supposed to do as a woman. Go get my mammogram and go see my gynecologist. So they found the lump. I went through all that. And that was scary enough, because you're like, oh my gosh, I've never, where did this come from? What did I do? How did this happen? That I didn't eat it right? Did I not stop smoking soon enough? All those things. So 2017, first diagnosed, double mastectomy. I thought, all right, I'm going to get rid of both of them. Why not? I'll be good. It wasn't in my lymph nodes. I was taking a small amount of medication at the time to combat it and was doing okay. 2020 came. I thought, this is my year, 2020. I'm going to get a new job. I had gotten laid off from another job, started a new job from home. The pandemic had started. And that was a challenge enough because you're at home. And I didn't know how to work from home because I always went to an office and did that kind of stuff. So I had pulled my back out, which I thought was from sitting in a chair incorrectly at my kitchen table, trying to learn a new job and working on the stress. And, went to the emergency room because it was so bad I couldn't walk. They did an MRI and they say, you got some arthritis because they were looking at the lower back. And so then my family doctor said, hey, let me send you for an MRI. Let me just go get you an MRI because it had been like 5 days, no improvement, medication, nothing working. So I get the MRI. He calls me that night and he said, I hate to tell you this now. I'm just going to come out and tell you your cancer has spread to your spine. And I thought, oh, what? Like it shocked me because I thought, all right, I'm a dead woman walking. I'm done because holy crap. Now I have it in my spine. Where else is it? So I, then had to go to my oncologist, did more MRIs, PET scans, thankfully, and still to this day, thankfully, it's still in my spine. If I have to be thankful for something, which I am, one, I'm still here. There's amazing medications out there for women like me, amazing doctors. And fortunately, it's still in my spine and nowhere else. And, but it's been a journey. I mean, I never thought this would ever happen to me. I mean, who would think that this would be something? It's not in my family. I mean, I still was stuck on that.
Yeah.
So it was very stressful. And there's a lot of support out there. So how I came to Unite for Her was through a breast cancer support group locally in my area. And she had suggested Unite for Her. And I'm thinking, oh boy, like I need another support group to tell me how to handle my stuff and my emotions and my feelings, and all those things. And she goes, yeah, it's all that, but there's services there. And I thought, okay, it's during the pandemic. you couldn't go. I mean, even my oncologist, mostly I was seeing via Zoom, except for when I go in for some shots, some Faslodex shots. So what it brought to me was a different kind of support. I use the services currently. I've used the acupuncture a couple times, which was really great once I got vaccinated and all those things. But what I find really helpful is the food, believe it or not, because, I changed my whole
yeah, we hear that a lot, Cheryl.
way of eating. And also the sun basket, like program, like, it's amazing. I mean, they send you all this food that's good for you. And even though I'm not on chemo or anything, there are some days I don't feel like cooking, or I am tired because the medication makes you tired. Or, I fell into a really deep depression over the summer, and then was on medication.
Which is all normal. It's all normal for what you've been through. So to have those resources or have those, easier days. And we hear women say that all the time, Cheryl, about our nutrition program, because it's so comprehensive. Not only do you get the food delivered, but you also have our registered dietitians at your fingertips to guide you through, pick out the food, give you some really good education and meet you where you are. I'm glad you said that, because it is, we hear it over and over and over again, food is medicine.
Food
and
is
it heals.
medicine. And it heals, and, it's a different, for me, it's a different stage all the time, because, I was trying to also still be the same person I was pre-second diagnosis. Like the first diagnosis, I went back to work and I just, okay, yep, that happened to me. And yep, it's okay. And everything's great. And life's wonderful and all those things. But then the second diagnosis, I was like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? So I had to really sit down and figure out, okay, what's most important to me? How do I want to live the rest of my life? And it's still a challenge some days. Like, there's got to be a purpose for me. What am I supposed to be doing? And I'm still trying to figure that out. I've since retired, because again, as I mentioned early on, I panicked. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm done. So I applied for Social Security disability. And so I've been on that. And I thought, because then this way it takes that stress away from a high stressful job that I had.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to be approved for that. And so this way I can just kind of just take care of myself and try to find out what I want to do and what I want to do with my time. So
I think it's so important that, I'm sure but Unite for Her, we treat about 500 women now living with metastatic disease. They're all like you, and they they're mothers and daughters and educators and, professionals, or retired and looking for that purpose and living with that metastatic disease. And sometimes, you don't see it from the outside, what is going on. And it's important for our community to know that, you are always on treatment. You do need that support. That's why Unite for Her now renews those passports every 6 months for whatever you need, because we know you're always going to be on ongoing care and we don't want to pull that away. But I love when I hear our women always say that, Unite for Her knows me for who I am, not my cancer, because we meet you and educate you and just empower you to find that, new normal. I hate to say that, new normal, but I've been through it. Everyone, who has a breast cancer diagnosis understands that. But thank you.
Yeah. So it's still a challenge. You know what I mean? Because we still have to go to the doctors every month. We still have to get our markers checked every month. You know what I mean? So, you leave there like, whew, okay. You know what I mean? And then you go about your way. And, I've learned to not focus on it so much. Early on, I thought, oh my goodness gracious, like this is, I have to make sure everything's in order and blah, 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 blah. And did I do this? And will my kids ever know? And will my husband ever know? Or my sisters ever know how much, whatever. And just through a lot of coaching, like life coaching process, and just my own going deep diving, into me, that I'm not the same person. So stop trying to be the same person. You know what I mean? I'm not the same person.
It's good to sort of identify with that, come to terms, and then understand how to move forward, how to move forward.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Cheryl, for joining me today. It just is, it's so good to hear everybody's stories, because they all are different, but everybody learns from them. We all learn from them. And I appreciate you taking the time, especially on a day like today when, for us, we're looking to serve 2,900 women this year.
Wow.
And we want to make sure that we have the funds to do that. So it's good to put those stories out front and center.
I'm so glad I could do this. And,
well, thank you.
Any way I can help you. I mean, I know you're local, because I even thought that's my thing. That's what I'm supposed to do, So I've already made like a little to-do list for next year. Like, like where can I volunteer my services? Where can I get involved with something that like, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Well, we're here for you. We're building those care boxes every day, and it's our volunteers and our women that build them. Sorry about my dog. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door, of course.
Boxes. When I first got that care box, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Really amazing program. So I really appreciate what you've done and the team, everything.
Well, thank you.